Hello, everybody, and welcome to iReadit, bringing you your daily dose of the internet for Tuesday, August 28th, 2018. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I'm Peter Pants.
Nice. I like that one. Please remember, everyone, you can help support the show by going to patreon.com/dailyinternet, picking up some merchandise in our link below, and sending us your feedback as well as anything that you'd like us to talk about. Anywhere you can reach us, such as Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Reddit, all of which are at iReaditCast. So, Mr. Pants, how are you today?
I am very, very much wishing that it was like tomorrow or the next day.
Why?
Because I need money to purchase food.
The need for money.
Need for food.
I do believe, sir, unfortunately, that it's going to be the next day and not tomorrow.
I wonder what people taste like.
I mean, starting on, just hold your arm up. Not a lot of meat on there, but...
Yo, I'm not going to eat man sushi. I'm at least going to cook it first.
Okay.
So I'm going to lay my arm on a hot grill.
No, that just makes me think of the dude that had to have his foot amputated, so they
he ate it.
Ate some of his foot.
He was like, can I get some of that to science stuff? And they were like, yeah, sign some of this paperwork, and yeah, you can.
It wasn't some of it. They gave him the whole foot. He had to carve it off, his own foot.
Whatever.
And then he made tacos out of it.
And a lot of people ate it with him.
Yep. Some of them thought it was absolutely disgusting. Some were like, you know what? It's better than Taco Bell.
I would probably want to try it.
Yeah, just once, Nathan.
Yeah, I want to try people once. In a non-illegal way. So like maybe placenta or something.
I mean, or just, have a buddy that gets his foot amputated and convince him that's what you should do.
Do you think they would allow me to put in my will that I want my body to be eaten?
Maybe. I think it might depend on like the state.
Sure. I'll have to find states that allow my bodies to be eaten. My bodies. All of my bodies.
All of your bodies. No wonder you're always so, like, thin and gangly. You're having to actually spread the calories from the one body that you're using right now across all of them.
No, I just end up letting one die, and then I get inside of another, kind of like Orochimaru.
I do kind of like that idea for a character in some sort of show, though. They have duplicates of themselves, but they have to support all of them.
With nutrients.
Kind of like not he doesn't actually have this function. What's the name of the number one dad from Made in Abyss? What's his name?
Oh fuck. Oh, I forget his name, but he's that shitty ass White Whistle guy. I'll find out.
Yeah. What's his name?
Ozen?
Bonnroo?
Bondrewd.
There we go. I was close. Yeah. Just like Bondrewd.
I almost wanted to call him Ozen, but Ozen was the person that is. I'm not 100% sure. I'm fairly certain that Ozen is related to the orphanage lady.
Sure, they have very similar styles.
Very similar in almost every way, in my opinion. But
speaking of Made in Abyss, where's season fucking 2 at?
Yo, Bondrewd's a dickhead.
Yeah, he is. Where's season 2 at?
Probably October with all of the other good anime, hopefully.
Sentai Filmworks. There's going to be a Made in Abyss movie and a new OVA episode that is released of winter this year. Made in Abyss season 2 was announced, but they didn't give any information about the actual day, time, etc. So the expectation currently is season 2 will be out sometime in 2019.
Boring.
Yep. Oh, well. We'll survive, I guess. There's plenty of other things to watch. Me and Jennifer are finishing up Beelzebub right now. Not that that's new, but...
Yeah. I'm reading more than I'm watching, so I'm almost done with Tokyo Ghoul Re.
Cool.
Like 20 chapters, maybe. Which that show is pretty good. Completely emo. Like, it makes me feel like I'm in middle school again.
I'm really hoping I can convince Jennifer to watch ReZero with me after we get done with Beelzebub. I binged that show in like 2 days. It was enjoyable. I liked it.
There is another one that came out around that time that you guys need to watch. Thunderbolt Fantasy.
Never heard of that one.
It is Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon mixed with Team America World Police.
Most people I know right now are like, watch Overlord or get out of my life.
Yeah, everyone says that, and I haven't finished Overlord. Something about getting trapped in video games just doesn't appeal to me anymore.
Sure.
Like, Dot Hack was fucking sick. Then subsequent dot hacks kind of went downhill a bit. Log Horizon wasn't bad. Grimgar, I wish there was more of, but there's only one season. There will only be one season. Sword Art Online is complete and utter trash.
But Nathan, Sword Art Online.
Complete and utter trash.
It's the coolest.
Nothing but garbage.
The coolest.
Only filled with Mary Sues that can go and suck dicks.
I forget what the definition of a Mary Sue is. It's like someone who's not actually relevant to the plot or something like that.
I forget.
How can you use the term if you don't remember what it's...
It's like they're infallible to the plot. They have nothing but plot armor. And they're very, very, like, not... There's, like, no depth. They're seemingly perfect.
Yep. Idealized and seemingly perfect fictional character is normally recognized as an author insert or wish fulfillment.
Like Umasi. From... Oh, I guess you hadn't read it. It's from Truancy. The guy who made the book, his name is Isamu Fukui, and he has a character in it named Umasi, and Umasi is just Isamu backwards.
Mary Sue Stories, the adventures of the youngest and smartest ever person to graduate from the academy and ever get a commission at such a tender age, usually characterized by an unprecedented skill in everything from art to zoology, including karate and arm wrestling. This character can also be found burrowing her way into the good graces heart's mind of one of the big three, Kirk, Spock, McCoy. If not all three at once, she saves the day by her wit and ability, and if we are lucky, has the good grace to die at the end, being grieved by the entire ship.
You know, I've seen a lot of debate about whether or not Rey from Star Wars is a Mary Sue, and it's kind of hard to debate against it.
I've not seen The Last Jedi still, but going just from The Force Awakens, yeah, very much so. Just like always has the tools and the answers to every situation and manages by sheer luck and force, bad joke, oh god, to survive the situation. The biggest problem that I had is that from a random friggin' flight helmet, she had apparently learned how to fly aircraft.
Things, yeah.
I was like, that does that? That's not just like really?
I mean, there might be manuals loaded into the helmets, like if it's attached to the the holocrons, if there's holocrons for her or anything in there. But
sure,
yeah. Otherwise, you just wouldn't be anywhere near as good.
No,
the Force really gives you the power of Deus Ex.
Sure, that's fair. Shall we actually talk about some news, buddy?
Yeah,
even though most of it's negative, but
it's all Mary Sue's here.
5.
No, it's not. A preschool director admits she pulled knife and threatened to cut off the fingers of a 4-year-old.
That's a Mary Sue kind of thing to do. This was submitted by Hopopo to our news.
So, yeah.
You can't do that.
Yeah, that's illegal.
Unfortunately.
And, yeah, so the 64-year-old former director of Dawn to Dusk Christian Child Care and Learning Center in New Jersey is
of course it was from Jersey.
In Jersey.
You want me to cut your fucking fingers off? Nah, I'll beat the shit out of you before you touch my fingers.
It was in an attempt to discipline 2 young fingers, and they pulled out a steak knife and told them that they would cut their fingers off and throw them in the trash if they kept misbehaving.
That's pretty fucked up.
2 questions, Nathan. What year and what country is this?
It is 1945 Germany.
Damn.
I can tell you that we don't give a shit about kids nowadays. We've never given a shit about kids, and if we did, I mean, we would be a lot smarter when it came to people overall.
So, random side comment. I have this big friggin' window that's right here to the right of me. And it is so inconsistent in the amount of light that it'll give me. Like, when I first got here, the sun was out and blazing, so I had completely closed the curtains, the blinds. And then as soon as we started, the sun went away or a cloud rolled over, so I just opened them a little bit. And now it's dark, even more dark than it was 5 minutes ago when I opened them a little bit right when we started.
So edgy.
Oh, edgy.
Emo.
Yeah. Call me Edgelord 9000.
No, you have to call yourself X period capital X Edge XX Lord X period X and then underscore 1239000.
One. Because it's got.
And that might actually already be taken.
Probably is. Or I just call myself something like Hiei or Shishomaru.
Damn! How dare you? He is a god.
He's a god of edgelords.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But like a god.
President claims Google is rigging search results to make him look bad.
Oh, honey, you don't need Google to do that. This is submitted by Stone Dog to Our Politics.
No, you don't. And that's why if you're someone of note, you probably shouldn't Google yourself. You know, unless you're going to go Google yourself in someone's office.
Okay, so I'm just going to say, like, Google has algorithms.
Yep.
So that if you search up something and it's positive and you don't click it, it will not give you things related to that anymore.
Well, and the other thing on top of that is also based on that algorithm and just news in general is that positive news is not nearly as popular or widespread as negative news. People naturally flock to drama, and negative news is part of that. Negative news sells better than positive news.
Yo, that's how you built your entire fucking presidential campaign, dude.
Yeah. So don't be surprised by this.
From saying Jeb Bush is a cuck to calling out John McCain for not being a POW properly. Like, the entirety of it is you saying negative things. So as soon as someone says something negative about you, you throw your tail between your fucking legs and you start complaining about it.
Not to mention, like, if you don't want a bunch of negativity, take a note of what all of the things that are negative are and, you know, stop doing them.
But no, you know what he did instead?
Spent a bunch of United States dollars to put forth an investigation on whether Google has biased search results.
I don't actually know if that happened. Do you know?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yeah.
I was going to say, I do know that he has threatened to change laws to make it to where Google can't do shit like that.
Which is hilarious, since that's kind of part of how net neutrality was supposed to function.
Yeah.
And, well, he was fine with that going away.
I mean, he was only fine with that because people were telling him he was fine with it. Yo, you know how you get him to do something?
What's that?
All right, let's see. Let's find something incredibly stupid. Eating dog poop, right?
Okay.
You go up to him and you go, all right, listen, Trump, listen. Trump. You're going to have to eat dog poo. Sounds gross, Trump. But listen, Trump. This will make Trump look fucking fantastic, Trump. All you got to do is eat that dog poo right there, Trump. But remember, once you eat that Trump dog poo, then you, Trump, will make it look as if you are nothing but the greatest because you are the greatest, Trump. I bet you he'd fucking eat that dog poo.
Might have to pay him.
You just say his name over and over and over again, put his name in a newspaper, and then throw his name on that piece of dog poo, and you're fine.
The poo is literally has his name
Yeah, it's just
stamped
Donald
into
Trump labeled dog poo.
it. Oh, let's not, Nathan. He's already a mockery for America.
I just find it funny that he accused tech companies of suppressing internet traffic, and then realized that he killed the bill that made tech companies treat internet traffic fairly.
I don't think he ever realized it.
Okay, so maybe he didn't realize it, but I hope he'll realize.
There's definitely that level of irony that exists.
Yeah, definitely. Fucking
3.
dumbass.
An astronaut candidate just resigned. The first time in 50 years.
Good God. This is submitted by Entheon to our space.
So now, when I say an astronaut candidate, I don't mean somebody who actually wanted to be a candidate. There were 18,300 applicants in this recent run for the new wave of NASA astronauts. Of that 18,300, they chose 12.
That's not very many.
One of those astronauts, Rob Coolin, has resigned when he was less than 2 years away from getting to take a journey into space and go to the International Space Station.
Why?
The only thing that we currently have is, quote, for personal reasons. That's it.
Well, it might be a family thing.
And, well, maybe. But it's such an interesting turnaround because he's been such a successful candidate, including because he used to work at SpaceX as the senior manager for flight reliability. And it said in 2017 of June of last year that he was hopeful that he would get to fly on a vehicle that he designed. I feel like there's something else happening here.
This is a fucking mystery.
But
maybe he was being forced out of there.
Maybe, don't know. But that's all the information we really have.
Oh man, I want to know.
So, I hope things go well for you, Mr. Coolin, and I hope that you are not like in a bad way with like the mob or some shit.
Fingers crossed. I mean, maybe not the mob. I get. Well, okay, never mind. I was gonna say maybe not the mob, but like the U.S. government's kind of like the mob, so it might just be the mob.
Yeah, I don't know. It's weird, but who knows? There could be a lot of reasons, but the only reason that was stated was personal reasons.
2.
I mean,
200 homes repaired, 26 million meals served, and thousands helped through J.J. Watt's Relief Fund.
This is submitted by Zach to our news.
So we actually brought this up when it first started going into place. J.J. Watts, who plays for the Texans, he had put forth a recovery effort after Hurricane Harvey had devastated Houston, and through his own fundraising efforts has met those numbers that I just rattled off and will not repeat for the sake of not being repetitive. Even though I just said repetitive after the word repeat. So whatever. Whatever. You get it.
All right, sure. Well, that's fucking great.
Total, since his efforts started, he has raised $41.6 million.
All right, who's J.J. Watt?
He is a football player from Texas.
Oh, that's cool. I wonder how long it's going to take until Trump turns on him. Oh, he's white. Never mind.
Yeah, he's a big white boy from Texas. He'll be fine.
Yeah, he'll be fine. I guess Trump won't turn on him. Unless he starts kneeling for some fucking reason.
He did go on to win the Walter Payton Man of the Year award, though.
Oh, that's fucking sick.
So
it's just really unfortunate that money coming from rich people is really the thing that's fixing these communities instead of the government themselves. But that being said, that's because the money from rich people isn't being taken by the government in taxes.
At least something's being done somewhere. I will at least take that silver lining, I suppose.
Yeah. It's really unfortunate.
Did you see that Colin Kaepernick is going to be this year 2018's Person of the Year?
Yes! That's so cool!
I just want to see the Olympic-sized swimming pool of salt that Trump is probably rolling in.
Yeah, dude. Oh, my God. Remember, though, and Trump's going to reiterate it, Person of the Year definitely doesn't mean that you did great that year. That just means you were the most notable that year.
Sure.
Wasn't he, like, Person of the Year last year?
Maybe. I don't know. Don't know. Don't care. Just found that interesting overall.
1.
Air pollution causes a, quote, huge reduction in intelligence, study reveals. Impact of high levels of toxic air is equivalent to having lost a year of education.
It's submitted by a couple people. Submitted by Wagamaga to Our Science, and then cross-posted by 8 Rounds Rapid to Our World News. Actually, it might not have been cross-posted by him. It might have been cross-posted by the other person, but whatever.
Either way, breathing in a bunch of toxins makes you dumb, Nathan. Airborne Stupidity.
There seems to be a lot of that going around. If you guys want to talk about it, we can talk about chemtrails and whatnot. But I'll have you know that I don't believe in chemtrails. I do believe in pollution, and I do believe that if we weren't so stupid, pollution wouldn't be a problem.
Yeah, I mean, we are literally, because we are being stupid, we are making ourselves stupid, which I think is
it's perpetuating
a very interesting cycle there.
You can say it's interesting. You can also say that it's... No, I guess it's interesting.
But if they just stop putting those chemicals in the water and turning the frogs gay...
The damn fluoride turning water into dumb juice. I'll tell you what.
Dang, Nathan.
Should also stop vaccinating.
No, please don't even say that.
Yo, stop vaccinating because it is killing diseases, and I will have you know that killing is against the good word of the God.
So, by the way, did you happen to see, speaking of Alex Jones and InfoWars and, chemicals in the water turning the frogs gay, did you see the most recent bit of news regarding Alex Jones?
No.
So, he had already gotten removed from iTunes and Facebook and Google Play and YouTube. Like, he's not allowed on any media pretty much at all anymore. There's obviously still a few places that he can, try to survive. But he's trying, of course. And most recently, he just accidentally shared that he watches a lot of trans pornography.
Oh, yeah, I remember that. I actually did see that. Yo, but there's nothing gay about watching a woman with a dick rail another woman.
Okay. Everybody, if you're going to take screenshots of your phone or whatever, especially if it's like screenshots of your desktop, check what
Make
open.
sure you don't have porn open, and also let me teach you about something very important right now. If you have a Mozilla Firefox browser, all you got to do is open up the three little bars right underneath the close button, and it opens a menu. And when you enter that menu, you can hit the new private window, or you can just hit Control-Shift-P, and it won't log anything that you do in there when you look shit up, theoretically. That being said, you could also do it from Google Chrome. From Chrome, it's a bit easier. You just press the three little buttons in the corner under the X, and you can hit the... actually, it's not even really that easy. It's the same thing. New incognito window is what it's called, or Control-Shift-N. Incognito saves lives, because nobody wants their parents or anybody else to go through their search history after they've died. That search history won't be there if you're in incognito.
Or, just be cautious of what tabs you have open when you take screenshots for promotional stuff.
In this case, can we call it incognito?
No, Nathan.
Oh, come on. But it's all we use it for is dicks. Dick-related things.
Actually, for a lot of news websites that have like a view limit of, we'll give you 5 free articles, but after that you better subscribe or we're gonna block you, incognito mode gets around most of those.
Yeah, I don't see how you're refuting that it's not dicks.
Sure.
That's pretty fucking dicks, dude.
I got nothing, buddy. Anyway. I'm Mr. Meeseeks! Look at me! Nathan, what'd you care about in the last 24 hours?
The one you put up there was pretty good.
What's that?
So, the IP address is not enough to identify pirates, says the U.S. Court of Appeals rules.
This was submitted by Specs to our technology.
So, what happened was, there is a man, I think his name's like something Gonzalez.
Yeah, that is correct.
Thomas Gonzalez. He, in 2016, there was a case filed against him by the makers of the Adam Sandler movie, The Cobbler, which, if you haven't seen the Adam Sandler movie, The Cobbler, you're not really missing much, and it's probably why they're trying to sue someone over pirating, because they need as much money as they can get. But, actually, that being said, I want to say Adam Sandler is one of the most paid actors right now. He's like 4th or 5th. The judge dismissed the infringement complaint against Gonzalez when it became clear that the defendant probably wasn't the infringer. And this was a very interesting case. What happened was Gonzalez was the head person of a an assisted nursing home for the elderly. And what had happened was he had his Comcast account logged in to the Wi-Fi on the open Wi-Fi network, and it had been used to download the movie and share the movie about the people. So, could have been anyone in that building, could have been anyone walking by that building, could have been somebody sitting in the area. The IP address cannot legally, at least in this case, cannot legally determine whether or not you yourself had been pirating, which is important to note, because if you live with anybody, then all you got to do is blame it on them.
So I looked up the top 10 actors for pay in 2018.
Mm-hmm.
Starting from number 10, Chris Evans, Captain
Doesn't surprise
America,
me.
$34 million.
Mm-hmm.
Salman Khan, who's Bollywood, $38.5 million. Adam Sandler is number 8 with $39.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
Akshay Kumar, another Bollywood, $40.5 million.
Damn.
Number 6 is Will Smith at $42 million. Number 5 is Jackie Chan at $45.5 million. Number 4 is Chris Hemsworth, Thor, $64.5 million. Number 3 is Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man, $81 million. Number 2 is Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson, $124 million. Do you have a guess for number 1, Nathan?
I do. What was it? Fuck. Oh. Nope, I don't. I had it yesterday. I had heard it yesterday. Was it?
George Clooney.
Oh.
$239 million.
The fuck are you in recently?
I have no idea. That's the same thing I thought about Will Smith and Jackie Chan. Like, don't get me wrong, I like all three of those people, but I'm like, I have not seen you in anything recently.
Yeah. Yeah, what the fuck were you doing? I know Jackie Chan's probably doing work in China.
Okay, so here's...
I know he was in a Russian movie recently that had one of the biggest budgets.
Okay, so there's a little more information here, because this is from Forbes. George Clooney didn't even appear in a movie between June 2017 and June 2018. He made $239 million from his tequila company.
You know why he started that tequila company?
Because he wanted tequila?
Yes.
Because he wanted a particular type of tequila to still exist and be made?
With him and his friends to drink it.
Yep.
Oh, also that Jackie Chan movie that was set in China. It's Journey to China, but was a Russian movie. It's called VIY2. I don't know, VIE2, or you can just call it Journey to China. But not only did it have Jackie Chan, it also had Arnold Schwarzenegger in it. Now I know what you're thinking. That sounds fucking awesome, right?
Sure.
But it's a Russian movie. And Arnold Schwarzenegger is in it. So we got to connect some dots here. Schwarzenegger is also in on this, I tell you.
So incidentally, on these other actors in here, right?
Mm-hmm.
Jackie Chan made $45.5 million almost solely from the Chinese box office, because he's making almost purely Chinese films right now.
Yeah, it's understandable.
Yeah,
he's like living in China, doesn't really want to leave China.
Adam Sandler and Will Smith are purely from their Netflix deals for Sandy Wexler and Bright, respectively.
Jesus fucking Christ.
Yeah.
I didn't think Bright was that good of a movie.
It made a lot of money, apparently.
It's ridiculous. And it's slated for a second one. Like, I can get why people liked it, because it was decent to watch if you're, just trying to watch a mindless action flick, or you're drunk as shit, or maybe high. But, like, when you actually sit down and watch the movie and try to connect pieces, the movie was fucking awful.
So we're going to go ahead and do actresses as well, for that equality's sake.
Yeah, of course.
Gal Gadot, $10 million at number 10. Number 9 is Melissa McCarthy at $12 million. These numbers are much smaller. Kate Blanchett, $12.5 million. She was Hela in the most recent Thor. Julia Roberts at $13 million. Didn't know she was even still making movies. Mila Kunis at number 6 at $16 million. Reese Witherspoon at $16.5 million. Number 4 is Jennifer Lawrence, who is down from her number 1 spot at $18 million. Number 3 is Jennifer Aniston at $19.5 million. Number 2, Angelina Jolie at $28 million. And number 1 is Scarlett Johansson at $40.5 million.
ScarJo! Fucking love her. Though she is in a lot of shit for, just accepting roles.
Yeah, I mean, they even mentioned that the ridiculous increase in her pay is because she's appeared in so many movies recently: Rough Night, Isle of Dogs, and Avengers: Infinity War.
Mm-hmm. All right, so I'm gonna have to say this about whitewashing. All right, I feel like when it comes to acting, the point of acting is to pretend to be somebody else and for it to be believable, right?
Yeah.
And for a lot of people, it's hard to get past the look of people when they're watching something.
Sure.
But the look is only a small portion of acting. Realistically, acting has a lot more about your performance, really, like how you say things, the way your body is moving when it comes to things, your mannerisms and stuff. Not just so much your outer look.
Sure.
And so I feel that whitewashing shouldn't really be a problem as long as those people can act. However, I also agree that there should be more diversity in these movies with a much more diverse cast, as long as those cast members can fucking act.
Sure. And I think part of it is also that they are trying to use a recognized actor to attract moviegoers that wouldn't otherwise be interested in that movie. Like Ghost in the Shell with ScarJo is a good example of, besides the anime nerds like us that watched Ghost in the Shell originally, the number of people that would have been interested in that movie was very minimal. So grabbing someone like ScarJo automatically boosts interest in it.
I mean, I would watch it. ScarJo's fucking amazing. She's my second favorite actress.
Who's number? Oh, never mind.
Yeah.
Natalie Dormer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. A couple of interesting notes, also compared to greatest actors on this actresses list, is that Jennifer Aniston was number 3 with that $9.5 million.
Mm-hmm.
That is almost completely from her residuals from the series of Friends.
Nice. It's kind of disappointing because I don't think Natalie Dormer will ever show up in any future Avengers or Marvel movie.
Why? Was she in one?
She was in Captain America, the first one.
Oh, right.
As this
right.
super attractive looking, almost pinup lady.
Yeah, I know who you're talking about.
Oh God.
Another interesting note on here: Angelina Jolie, who is number 2 with $28 million. She has not been anything since 2016 when she lent her voice into Kung Fu Panda 3. She gets number 2 purely because of an upfront payment for Maleficent 2.
An upfront payment. That's fucking sick.
$28 million. Damn.
That's a lot of money. I wish I could get paid to act. Yo, you know what's crazy?
What's that?
When people say that actors shouldn't get paid so much for certain things because acting isn't even that hard of a job.
They are ridiculous.
Do you realize that acting is one of the hardest fucking jobs? I don't want to sound like a dickhead saying it, but acting's fucking hard as shit.
Those people
Not only do you have to be convincing, but you have to do it multiple times over and over again over different takes. And sometimes those takes will put you in a fucking position that you really don't want to be in. For instance, in Inglourious Bastards, there's a scene at the very end where a woman gets choked to death. Now, Quentin Tarantino's a kind of an asshat.
You
And
mean
was
a
like, no,
psychopath.
the only way for it to look authentic is if she actually got choked. So what did he do? He let the other actor choke her so that he can record. And she agreed, However, he then said that it didn't look real enough and that he will do it himself.
Yep.
So he then proceeded to choke her on camera. And that's what you see in the final cut.
Yep. I think those people that claim that, Nathan, though, have just never been even anywhere near even minor production sets.
Dude, it's fucking crazy. I had a tiny TV and radio production class, and I was constantly stressed producing anything.
Yeah.
And that thing wasn't even going online.
Yeah, no, I'm aware. I did the same thing, and it's oof.
It's grueling.
Yeah.
I want it.
I like it. So the thing I cared about in the last 24 hours. Reportedly, so, this could be false, but most of the time these things pan out to be true on one level or another. Donald Trump told Japan's Prime Minister Shinzo Abe he remembered Pearl Harbor and then ripped the Prime Minister over trade deals.
This is submitted by Singular Fate to Our World News. Oh, God, I shouldn't be laughing. He's going to doom us all. You should not be saying stupid shit like that with our fucking allies.
Two things.
They're our allies.
Pearl Harbor took place
Japan's awesome now.
Pearl Harbor took place in 1941. Do you know what year?
You don't remember shit. You were barely fucking born at that point.
He wasn't even born. Donald Trump was not born until 1946.
Don't remember shit, dude.
The Prime Minister of Japan was not born until 1954. 13 years later.
How the fuck are you going to dredge up World War II? I mean, yeah, we dredge it up all the time with the Nazis, but that's like something we're really fucking worried about.
Well, and also
we're not worried about the Japanese, dude.
With Nazis, it's less about World War II and more about like this is such a shitty idealism that needs to not exist anymore.
Oh, absolutely. You should not be holding that grudge. You should also fucking... I feel like that's one thing that should not be done. Another thing is, all right, I'm going to catch a lot of flack for this, but never forget 9/11. Some things you should just fucking stop with, and that's one of them. Like, sure, don't forget 9/11, but keep that shit to yourself. I don't want to do something and you, like, somewhere down the line, someone's just like, oh, but remember 9/11, or like the fucking Muslims trying to get jobs and work here and everything. It's like people legitimately will tell them no because of 9/11.
Yeah.
It happened 17 years ago. There are people who are almost adults who hadn't lived through that. Almost every single high schooler is going to be learning about it, not from a, like, perspective. You know what I mean? From not having lived through it.
Yep.
So, like, at what point do we forgive?
In fact, in about 2 weeks, that will be 17 years ago.
So there, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
yeah.
Come on.
Anyway.
You know what else is fucking stupid?
What's that?
This whole Q thing.
What is that? Like, I saw the subreddit, The Great Awakening, just randomly pop up, and there's Qs everywhere. Can you give me some idea of what's going on?
Q is a 4chan thing.
Okay.
There was a guy posting under the pseudonym Q, seeing as how you can't post anything on 4chan that is not anonymous unless you tag yourself in it.
Okay.
So he's posting by Q, and he leaves these very immensely vague, like, wording shits, and he's supposed to be like an insider in the White House. And apparently, anything that's happening that Trump is doing with the whole Mueller investigation is actually him trying to catch a bunch of pedophiles that are going throughout the White House and shit like that. And now he's saying that it's going to be bigger than Watergate. And, like, a lot of people are rallying behind him because they all think it's Clinton and Obama's fault.
Yeah, okay. I'll just wait and see what happens, I guess.
Like, this is the worst kind of people falling for the worst kind of shitty Russian troll.
Like, the thing...
Like, I do agree with you. It is going to be bigger than Watergate, but not for the reason that you think.
Well, and the other part is like, conspiracy theories exist for the purpose of feeding you an answer that you want to hear.
Yo, on top of that, like, if you go to their subreddit, it is all of their shit about their comments and things like that, what they're leaving as for comments on stuff looks almost exactly like shit from the Donald.
Oh, well.
Because I mean, the biggest people who follow Q are people who look at the Donald and shit.
So one last thing before we get ready to go, Nathan. I got my phone today. I have not gotten to do anything with my new phone yet, but I did get it today.
Congrats.
And they had told me, even though I asked them twice when I talked to them on the phone on Saturday, will I need to sign for this? Because I know that I will not be home to sign for a package. So I would just instead have had them deliver it to my work, right?
Mm-hmm.
And they told me twice, no, you will not need to sign for it. Which also then immediately gave me a level of stress if they're going to drop a $1,000 device in my mailbox and just hope that I get home before someone, pillages my mailbox. I get home, and on my door is one of the little sticky notes of, sorry we missed you. And I'm like, you sons of bitches.
Of course they would. So
I went to the post office, and I was like, we'll see if the carrier has actually gotten back by this point in time, and my phone is here for me to pick it up. Because sometimes they get back late, so the package might not be there yet for me to grab. Ended up being there. And I complained enough about the whole process yesterday about how I couldn't pick it up and all this stuff and how it was a waste of everyone's time. It cost them $21 to mail it to me from essentially the Diamond Center, so 3 miles away at the south side of town, to my house here. When I could have just driven the 10 minutes on Saturday and picked it up.
Of course not.
Nope, that would have made too much sense.
No, that would cause too much of a problem. What are you talking about? You can't do shit like that. That's too crazy.
Yeah, I fucking guess not. Anyway, you want to go ahead and get out of here, Fred?
Yeah, sure.
Cool. Please remember, everybody, if you want to support this show, go to patreon.com/dailyinternet. You can also pick up merchandise from our link below. Other ways to support are very numerous, the first of which is following and sharing us on social media, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, and Reddit, all of which are at iRedditCast. You can also leave us 5-star reviews on our audio-only platforms, such as iTunes, Stitcher, and Google Play, and pretty much anywhere else podcasts are found. That helps other people find the show so that we can get even more listeners and help this show continue to grow. If you have anything you want us to talk about or give us feedback on, whether it's something we suck at, story that you think's important, or just a random topic from 15 years ago, we'll be happy to talk about it. Send it to us at any of those platforms that I already rattled off. If you want to get a little bit more acquainted with what me and Nathan do on our own social medias, I'm at Schwahn Michael on most of them, and Nathan is at Bimmenstein on most of them. Although neither of us are super active on any of them because that takes time and effort.
So that Twitter thing on my phone doesn't even fucking work. I've tried to tweet every fucking time that we've started this show for the past 2 weeks, like this week and last week and the week before, I think.
I think your phone's just broke-ted.
And it says that it'll either log it into drafts and it doesn't, or it'll just keep saying, hey, it's sending, hey, it's sending, hey, it's sending, and then say, hey, it didn't send, and it'll say it like 5 hours later.
Especially because, I'll send you a message on Hangouts, and then you'll apparently reply to it, and then I'll send you something else later, and your phone's like, oh, I meant to send you this.
You have no idea, dude. When I try to download your pictures off of Hangouts, I'll download the picture, or I'll hit save, and it won't save until I go back into Hangouts.
I think you need a new phone. I think there's actually something wrong with your phone.
I think so too. I have no idea what the fuck is wrong.
Because I know 3 other people that have your exact phone, 5 other people actually, I think, that have your exact phone, and none of them have any of those problems. I think there's actually something defective with your device.
It might be all the times I've dropped it, but yeah, there's something fucking wrong with my phone.
Anyway, we're going to go ahead and get out of here, everybody. That is your 510th dose of the internet. I am Michael Schwahn.
And I'm Peter Pants.
And please remember, everybody.
Well, I didn't vote for you.
Goodbye.
Bye.